now it switched. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Now it's
Hello,
good
live
now.
stream. We are here today with our very first session of our Avatar Legends campaign. Our lovely GM for this campaign is Orange. Take it away, please.
Hi there. Okay.
Dinosaur
So,
vibes.
everybody, we are in this little town called Cranefish Town. And it's not very little, at least compared to normal Earth Kingdom standards. It is on one of the westernmost outcrops of the Earth Kingdom. It is pretty close to the Fire Nation. We are currently in time a couple of years before the end of the 100-Year War. Currently in Cranefish Town, there is a heavy occupation of Fire Nation soldiers, of Fire Nation Navy. It was one of the first places to be occupied during the 100-Year War, and it has remained occupied steadily ever since. The Fire Nation presence has been here for nearly 100 years. If you walk the streets, you will find equal measure of Earth Kingdom garb, Fire Nation uniform, Earth Kingdom, well, I guess also uniform, but Earth Kingdom green and Fire Nation red go hand in hand in this part of the world. It's not always a happy marriage. A lot of times you do get skirmishes between the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom, but a lot of times you will kind of just get the Earth Kingdom's tacit resignation that these people are here and they're not going to go away. The city itself is rather large, especially by Earth Kingdom standards. There are many city blocks that are all kind of stacked on top of each other. There are houses, the streets are rather thin. The houses often go up to 3 or 4 stories tall. There are smokestacks, not littered, but at certain distances apart from each other from the Fire Nation refineries that exist here to make metals to repair Fire Nation ships. This is also a coast town, as you may have gathered from the name Cranefish Town. So many docks exist that house Fire Nation ships. Yeah, so our current situation is that it's nighttime. It is around 11 or midnight. It's getting close to the summer season. If it was in our world using our calendar, it would be about mid to late June. Our first character that we are going to see is Crow's character. Crow, if you are available to speak, I would love for you to unmute and describe your character to me and to the rest of us.
So my character, he is 14 turning 15, and he is a cartographer for the Earth Kingdom Army, and he works here as part of the garrison. And he's a resident of Cranefish Town. His family has been here for generations, and his family what was his last name? Oh no, it doesn't give me a lot.
You're good. And you can reveal as much or
family-
as little about your character as you'd like, just what they look like and things like that.
Oh, what they look like. All right. They are wearing the typical Earth Kingdom Army uniform right now. And they have light brown hair in a ponytail, and his eyes are green, but there's he has central heterochromia, so it's green, but there's also like a ring of amber in it as well.
Ooh.
And he has a travel pack that has his cartography supplies like paper and ink and pens, brushes and compasses like that.
Does he have any
Oh yeah,
weapons on him?
oh yeah, he carries a sword
What kind
because
of
he's a
sword?
non-bender. Uh, one-handed.
One-handed sword. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
It was made by his family. His family makes lots of swords. Because they've been occupied by Fire Nation. I guess like they make swords for the Fire Nation now, and but this is a family sword, and it has some special charm on it that is of the family crest. That is a where is it? I think it was I wrote it down.
A family crest.
Yeah, it has a family crest hanging off of the hilt. But yeah, I don't know what it is right now.
It's okay. We
uh,
can get back to it.
yeah, we'll get back to it.
But so yeah, currently you are in the streets, not wandering, but you are going to a meeting location that your handler has set up with you. They wanted to
Yep.
see you in a specific location in Cranefish Town at about midnight tonight, and you are on your way there. You are
Okay.
likely dodging random patrols of Fire Nation soldiers to make sure that you aren't seen and questioned. It's not uncommon for people to walk around at night, but those who do might be leveled with some amount of suspicion and would maybe be questioned, and that's a thing that you would like to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you get to your location at around the right time, and you see your handler. She is an older woman, and unlike most of the people around, she wears blue. She wears a blue coat with puffy white lining and mittens. She Her name is Kota. She is from the Northern Water Tribe. She sees you, or she hears you, honestly, before she even opens her eyes. She's leaning backward against a wall in a meditative state. And she says in her gruff voice, "Took you long enough." Though I
Hey, I'm
suppose
reporting for duty.
I suppose you're about on time. All right. It's about time we meet up with our new recruit. Okay. They should be here any moment now, they say, looking at the moon, trying to gauge at least some element of time, even though the moon isn't exactly the best, the best signal of time. But yeah, so
You can't use a moon dial.
no, not unfortunately not. Though she is a waterbender, so the peak of night is usually when she feels her power wax the highest. So you wait patiently with her for a few moments, and then we get to introduce our other character, Jordan. your character, UFO, what does your character look like for the listeners on the stream?
Well, I look like a child. About
Well,
12, 11 or 12-year-old child, barely over 4 foot, like a couple inches over 4 foot, wearing a patchwork cloak, which comes to 2 points on top of her head. It's very homemade.
hmm,
And, well, homemade might be the wrong word considering she has no home, but she is perpetually a little dirty. And, when I say cloak, I mean more of a full body cape wrapped around. So it has no sleeves. She's just kind of under it. Underneath the cape is very simple clothing. Her face is fairly serious for a child. You know the children that are super over like serious about things.
oh yes.
And then her hair is mismatched, chopped because she does it herself, with a few singes in the hair and vivid red eyes, which almost seem to shine in the dark.
Okay. So, in the alleyway in which you guys find yourselves, there are residences on either side, and the roofs above are only about 3 stories up, like from the ground. Is there any particular way that you would like your character to make themselves known? Or would you just like to walk up to them?
Mm, can you clarify how I'm being introduced again for me?
So, you were messaged, you received a missive from Kota,
Mm-hmm.
the person who is in charge, at least from what you can tell by the look of it, of Daehyung. Daehyung, is that his name? Uh, which would be Crow's
Peihan.
character. Daehung.
There it's
Daehung.
pronounced Peihan.
Daehung.
Hey, hun.
Uh,
I wanted to
yeah.
talk to you
Hey,
about
Peihan.
your subscription.
yeah, I would like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. But yeah, so you were summoned with whatever is going to bring you there. You were likely summoned with the promise of money. Um, it's for a job, and she would like to help you carry it, or she would like you to help her carry it out. Um, if you need more clarity on the geography of the situation, I can also help with that. Um, basically, the alleyway between the two, they're not really apartment buildings because that would kind of big up how put together they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're more like Japanese pagodas with families, like whole families staying on in a small amount of rooms on each floor.
Right.
Uh, the roofs are sloped like pagodas, and they kind of hang over where the two of them are standing. But they are standing at like basically the lip or the edge of the alleyway, where it would open up into parallel street or perpendicular street.
Mm, I would probably not trust them. Like, I have no trust in my bones. So
Fair
now,
enough.
now a probably is hiding in either an alleyway or on a nearby rooftop to watch.
Okay.
Trying,
Well,
like, and I'm fine with them being seen and like introduced as if like as if they're being a totally normal person. But like they're definitely they look like a shadowy cat figure right now because they're hiding.
gotcha. Well, so how's your family doing? They're gonna try and make small talk with Daehung. What's going on with them?
Uh, production is up, I guess. So that's good, right? Uh, for our family at least. But I guess it means the the Fire Nation wants more weapons.
She'll stifle back a curse word. Pretty much any time the Fire Nation is brought up, she will have some sense of ire within her. She I I don't know if she's made her feelings on them clear in as many words, but they are clear in at least 0 words that she is very much not a fan. Um,
Mhm.
can we not talk about them? How's the
Um,
sword making
alright.
going? Are you at least coming along with that?
Oh, yes, I've graduated from making kitchen knives to cleavers.
Ooh, okay. Nah, you haven't made a real sword yet, have you?
I've assisted in a couple, I assisted in making this one, and um, he he like he gestures to the hilt at his hip that there's the special hilt there with the family crest hanging off of the charm. It's
Mm-hmm.
persimmon leaves and lychee fruit.
Oh, lychee fruit is what's on the family seal?
Yes, lychee fruit.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I hope you're better with it than you are making it. How have your lessons been coming along as far as that goes?
I've been training with my cousin when he comes by. He's um, he he's a captain of the Earth Kingdom. So I have to like sneak out sometimes. But yes, I can fight with the sword.
Well, I suppose that's good. We're gonna need that. You can tell that she's getting impatient. She doesn't want to wait much longer for Noae to show up. Um, she will wait at least a few minutes more, but if your character doesn't make themselves known to her, then she will unfortunately have to move on. She is at least very much used to disappointment. This whole war, it seems at this point to be unwinnable, even if she will never give up the fight. But she needs to fight back against the Fire Nation in any way that she can, just like as to fill her soul with a sense of purpose. Uh, but yeah. So if 10 minutes passes, do you
Definitely
think
10 minutes pass as she's trying now is trying to slowly get closer without being seen. Because now he's playing at this point because these weird people are talking about like very weird stuff to her point of view. So she's just gonna try and swipe the money she was promised. That seems like a better plan to her. It doesn't risk her, and she gets the money. Seems like makes sense to her.
well,
But as she
I
gets
certainly
close,
try.
I can guarantee 100% that she gets spotted and tries to act normal about it.
Huh. There you are. Kota has, as we demonstrated before, a very good sense of hearing.
Mhm.
Even if the person that is that she's trying to meet is very, very good at stealth.
Mhm.
So she looks at you. She's like, "Huh, is that you? Are you the person that I sent the message to?"
Yes, I
Uh,
am.
she pinches the bridge of her nose. She's like, "I was really hoping you would be taller."
Me too. Rude.
Mm, okay. And she shepherds you further in to the alleyway, making it clear that she wants you out of sight in case a patrol comes around. She doesn't want anybody asking questions.
She gladly goes. Alleyways are her friend. Her only
All
friend.
right. So you're the cat burglar that I've heard so much about.
I've never stolen a cat.
Ah, you know what I mean. Even your, what is this? A poncho? This poncho has got pointy cat ears to it. You've really taken your persona to heart. I like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You mean a possum cat?
What's a possum?
Uh, no, it's just a cat.
Just a cat.
You mean a raccoon cat?
Like
No, just a
a
cat.
porcupine cat?
No, just a cat. I mean, actually, hold on. Uh, Raccoon cat? Is it a raccoon?
It might be a raccoon
A
cat.
rooster cat?
Okay, whatever. Man. And she's like rolling her eyes. She's surrounded by children. This is definitely not what she wanted.
She is surrounded by children.
Yes. This is absolutely not what she wanted from her night. She's hoping that the next person on her list will be at least more mature. All right. Well, much as I'm not a big fan of your personality, your renown certainly precedes you, and I am in need of your specific skills.
Well,
Not,
glad to hear I'm in demand. Can you
I
be
was
more
gonna say,
specific?
we need someone. Unfortunately, they're being held prisoner. We need to break them out. We need to do whatever we can to get our hands on this person. They could very well be the key to our success in the region and driving out the Fire Nation. We need your help to break in, purloin this individual,
I don't know that word.
break out. What was that?
I don't know that word.
You can use context clues, I'm sure,
I
but
don't know that word.
to to rescue this individual, we need all the help we can get. And I'm going on a bit of a recruiting drive. This is Daehyung. Daehung. He is my chief lieutenant. You and he will be working together on this mission, should you choose to accept it. If you do, there are 150 gold pieces in it for you. If you don't, then we'll pretend we never met each other and go on our way. Is that acceptable?
I got distracted by the number, but yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I suppose a yes is a yes. Uh, well, fair enough. You can feel free to meet us in this location, and she will hand you a piece of parchment paper, a thin piece of paper with an address on it. And in the subtext of the address, it will say below. Just the word below. And, well, that's about as specific as she's willing to get. Meet me at this address at noon tomorrow, and we'll be in business.
An address.
What was that?
This isn't an address.
What kind of yeah?
If you're really as renowned as they say, you'll figure it out.
I had to teach myself how to read. This is the dick move.
Well, I mean, quite frankly, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
So you can either be on your way.
I may
if
be
you
a
would-
cartographer, but I need more information than this. Like below.
No, see, you already
The
know where
beach
it
street?
is because you've been working for Coda for a little while
Mhm.
now.
Noae,
Oh,
the fucking orphan.
Okay.
Noae, the orphan, has to find her way to something with the only clue being below.
Below. Well, no. So it is an address. And
Okay.
it is an address, and then the word
So
below.
I understand what
So,
this is.
Address
yes,
plus
I've
below.
been
Got
there.
it. That's way better
Yes,
than I
address
thought
plus
it was.
below. I was like, man, I don't think it's that hard to figure out. Come on.
You said just the word below, so I thought that I missed the part of you said the
Yeah,
address.
same.
The address.
address.
So, and
And
just.
then-
Just like below
Like,
the dots, below
in
the
a little
cliff,
bit of a
below the
in
peach
a little
tree?
bit of a scrawl below it. It
Okay.
says below.
Okay, that's much better because that would be the most hilarious thing ever. Just the word
Yeah,
below.
right. It's just below.
And a wink.
Fucking whatever.
Figure it out.
Okay.
Like,
It's below the point of the Earth at which you're at. It's in the middle of the ocean on the other side of the planet. Fucking
fantastic.
figure it out.
I guess I need a
All right.
ship.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so all right, I guess you can come meet me there at noon tomorrow. However, if you want, you can accompany me and Daehyung on while meeting our next recruit, hopefully our next recruit. In any case, we'll be leaving right now, so
Bye.
take it or leave it, come or go.
Now it just turns and leaves.
Okay.
And then doesn't entirely leave.
Okay. All right. Well, in any case, Kota is going to gesture toward Dae. I want to keep saying Daehyung,
I noticed.
but it's Daehung. Daehung.
Payhan.
Hey, hun.
Haehung. Is I thought it started with a D. Am I just being insensitive?
Well, some languages.
Yeah, but it's pronounced differently.
Yeah.
Oh, Haehung.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just pronounce it Haehung. Cool. Awesome.
Hey, hun.
Haehung.
Payhan.
All right.
Like-
cool.
Like that.
Haehun. She'll motion to Haehun to start moving closer into the alley, but at least to the other side of the alley. You will walk at a rather slow pace, but Coda will be careful to make sure not to arouse suspicion. If you would like, you can make small talk with her at this point, but she will mostly remain silent and vigilant during this process. She, as she is walking, will take a weird route. She'll like turn into a shop and then go through it. Nobody else is in there. And you're wondering how she has access to this place or how she knows that it would be empty. She goes up flights of stairs to an overhead bridge, down a flight of stairs to back to the ground. She'll double back. She will go down an alleyway and then skirt into a small opening that would otherwise kind of sort of not be visible. It is becoming clear to you that she is making every effort to avoid patrols and to avoid a tail. She will eventually come to a stop in front of a door This door has a person in front of it who's looking very much like he is trying to appear nonchalant, but his shifty eyes give him away that he is in some way guarding this door. He is trying to make sure that people who are not supposed to don't enter. She looks at the guy and she gives him a curt nod. The man looks at her with his pale blue eyes and nods back. You enter the door rather hastily. She will motion you in, and you will, I guess, at this point, have the choice whether or not to follow her. But she very much looks like she's anxious to not be on the street anymore. Do you want to go in? I don't know. Yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say, cool, awesome.
Yes.
All right. So you go in, and what you see is an empty tea shop. The lights, there are no candles on. There are windows there. It would normally be lit by daylight anyway. But there is nobody around. And she's like, quickly. And she finds a hidden access panel in the floorboards. And once she lifts it up, there is a staircase below. She will motion you down toward the staircase, and you will start to hear a commotion from down below.
Oh.
Once you guys get down there, she will open the door, and things have started to get a little bit more lively. There is an underground room filled with people. It is a very wide room and quite tall. A lot of people are yelling. They're using high-pitched voices because, it is a crowded area. But it was not something that you could have heard from the surface at all.
How far underground are we?
You are about 2 stories underground.
Whoa, we are
Yeah.
deep underground.
Yes. There were quite a few stairs.
Mhm.
What you see when you look around is there's a bar area where people can get their libations, their alcohol, their tea, their whatever they choose to drink. And there's another area that people are it's a counter that's kind of inset in the wall. And people are very much in line, waving pieces of paper in the air, trying to get to this place. I would like you to assess the situation. What you can do to assess your situation, if you don't have the thing open with the definition for that, is you roll with creativity, and on a 7 to a
Okay.
9, you may ask a question. Well, in this case, I'm going to tell you a piece of information.
Okay. I don't have dice, so I guess I'll have to do digital dice.
Yep, it's 2d6.
Yeah, you can use the control room. That
2d6.
way everyone can see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Lights, candles, action.
Oh no, the internet is a bit spotty.
Jordan, to answer your question, interesting. Okay, so you are oblivious to what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Jordan, though, to answer your question, he asked if earthbenders would be stronger underground. Generally, you're stronger if you are surrounded by earth, but
Yeah,
in
but
this case, if it's too far away to be bent, and if it's in like a
I was thinking of it like a comet situation in a way, because like when the moon is out, waterbenders are stronger, and so an earthbender source is like the dirt below their feet. So I was like, wouldn't
so
being deeper make them stronger? And
generally you are more
Or near a
strong in
volcano, maybe?
well, so here's the deal. You are more strong as an earthbender underground than an airbender would be underground. And you are more strong as an airbender above ground or like in the sky than I guess an earthbender would be.
so so Aang
But
had
the
the
deal is
advantage in that final
there is
fight.
it's not really a noticeable advantage. It's like
A little bit.
it's not it's negligible.
Yeah, I don't think it's super important though for the current moment. That was just a
Yeah.
curiosity for sure.
So, but for the lore,
Mhm.
Would
and
you
I
want to
will.
earthbend? We're all underground.
So, the Earthbender's version of the full moon, or Sozin's comet, as it were, is an earthquake. If an earthquake is happening, then the Earth is already primed to be moved, and it makes it way easier for such things to occur.
Interesting.
Um, like similarly, like during a tornado, an airbender could get their power from that. But yeah. So what you are going to see when you look around, you're probably kind of blinded by all of the commotion. You don't really know what to make of it. It's not really a place that you've ever really super found yourself. You generally try, if I got your character right, you try to steer on the more, I guess, morally upright or more straight edge version of society or side of society. This is not that. You start to hear, well, out of nowhere, you hear a bell. Ding, ding, ding. And immediately Kota peeks up and she's like, okay, we got to get going. We got to, and she'll take your hand and she'll lead you through the crowd toward what you realize is a stage. But it's not really an above board stage. It is a stage that is circular and it is inset into the floor about 7 or 8 feet. This stage is covered by a metal grate that it would be impossible for anybody to get through, but you can see through it. Down there, you see it's an arena. The walls are made of earth, and below the floor of the arena, you can see, or inset in the floor, you could see little gaps. These gaps run in lines across the arena, and below that, you can see the faint light tinkle as something is moving below it. It's water below it. And now we get introduced to our third main character. There are two individuals in this arena who are about to square off. One of them is in Earth Kingdom Green, and it's immediately clear that he's an Earthbender. And the other is Steven's character. If you would like to introduce them, Steven.
Um, Yuka is, you know, tall for a teenager, but not really tall for an adult.
How old are they?
Wearing. Go ahead.
How old are they?
How old are they? That's a good question.
You can give an approximate age. It doesn't matter super much right now.
Was the age range?
So generally, we would like to be young. Early 20s is about, I would say, the oldest that you can be. Jordan is about at the youngest you can be.
Okay. How old is Jordan's character?
12.
Okay. I was thinking 14, 15, so.
Okay, got it. All right, so yeah. Anyway, what do they look like?
They are wearing Water Kingdom blue with the pared down, kind of like what Cora wears
Okay,
when she's in, not in cold environments.
gotcha.
Aquiline features, white hair, pale blue eyes, white, short, messy hair.
White, short, messy hair. Okay, nice. So what is their build? You said that they were kind of like skinny.
Yeah. Yeah, they're alive.
Gotcha. All right. So at this point, there are two things we can do. The first thing is that we can initiate full-blown like combat, or we can just basically be like, we'll have a few rely on your skills and training rolls, and we'll see how the fight goes. But if you would like to do combat, we can certainly do that. Basically the difference being that everybody gets exposed to combat at this point, which is not super guaranteed that we'll have time for it.
Trying would be fun though,
Trying would be fun.
and just you can always just do a cliffhanger, like a dramatic exchange if we get too close.
Sure. But yeah, so basically, Crow, you kind of have no idea what's going on except
Yeah, I
that
got disconnected.
Oh, you did?
Thank
Okay.
you, internet.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
You are staring down at an arena that's inset in the ground where Steven's character is going to be fighting this earthbender looking
whoa.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I got caught off when we entered the speakeasy, and then I came back when Stephen was describing his character's appearance.
Gotcha.
So we're in Earth Rumble 5.
Basically, kind of. You
Okay.
the crowd actually is really rather big, and they're very, very animated. They are itching to see this fight.
Well, yeah, it was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon.
Of course, they're animated. Okay, continue.
But so yeah, okay. So the bell has rung, and the Earthbender is going to make his move. Do you, Steven, remember how combat works?
Absolutely not.
Cool. Okay. So this is where techniques would come into play. You have your character sheet in front of you?
I do.
Awesome. So you've got a list of techniques as well as the basic techniques that you can see if you download the PDF in resources at the very bottom. Or you might already have that PDF available.
Player cheat sheet.
Yep, the cheat sheet.
Cool.
Thank you for subscribes.
Thank you for subscribes.
Say thank you for subscribes. And I was caught off guard by that, Solomon, but thank you.
All right. So the way that combat works for everybody is that it's largely going to be me against you. If you guys want to fight each other, that's up to you. But what's going to happen is I've got 3 cards in front of me. One of them has got defend and maneuver, one of them's got advance and attack, and another has got evade and observe. I'm going to put one of these down. This is basically going to be the decision that I make to run with for at least this exchange of combat. Any exchange of combat really is just a set of blows. We're going to be trading one set of blows during which we will have some measure of fatigue or conditions set upon us. Fatigue and conditions effectively are health. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put down a card based on the move that I would like to make. And then Steven is going to put down a card based on the move that he would like to make. And we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So the deal is that I've got to put the card down first, just because I'm the GM, and that's how the step list works. So I've put down a card because I've decided what this guy is going to be doing. Steven, it would be your turn to make this choice.
So I just
Since you're the only one in this combat, what you can do is you can just straight up say, "Hey, I'm going to defend and maneuver. I'm going to advance and attack, or I'm going to evade and observe." That's all you need to decide right now.
I will evade and observe.
You will evade and observe. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to reveal what I chose. I chose to advance and attack. What you're going to do, they can coordinate. Yeah. Just making sure I got all of this right. All right. So what you are going to do now is you're going to do what's called the stance move. You're going to roll 2d6, and from there we're going to see what you can do during this exchange.
I'm guessing that's bad.
What did you roll? Okay. Yeah.
A 1 and
So
a 3.
a 4 is not great. So for the stance move, a 4, let me just make sure I've got it. Okay. On a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use one basic technique. So either, if you would like, you may shift your balance away from center and use a basic technique, or you kind of just are at my whim. Unfortunate. You definitely want to roll high on the stance move.
Away from my center or
Away from your
my...
center.
Oh, okay.
Your center is your center is currently at 2. So Steven's character is the adrift, which means that his main inner turmoil revolves around risk versus stability. So in this way, he can decide he wants to go in either direction because he's currently at his center. So you can either like run away to avoid risk, or you can try to evade to kind of go with the risk. To be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm in this fight. I need to make sure that I do my best. And this guy's about to wallop me. I need to make sure that I evade properly.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shift my balance to 1.
To one for risk. Awesome. Or to so it's at 1 for stability right now, but 1 toward risk.
Yes.
All right. So this guy is advancing and attacking. What he is going to do is he is going to strike. So what I do, so in this case, I have to reveal what I'm going to do before you decide what you're going to do. And then kind of all of the defend and maneuver techniques happen at once within like this little cube of time. And then all of the advance and attack techniques happen at the same time, then all of the evade and observe techniques happen at the same time. So in the hierarchy of things, advance and attack goes first because you said you were going to evade and observe, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to strike. Strike at a foe in reach, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue. Mark a condition or shift their balance away from center, their choice. Mark 1 fatigue instead to choose to hammer them with your blows, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue or strike where they are weak, inflicting a condition. He is not, this is the beginning of the fight. He's not really anticipating that you are going to go down so easily. What he's going to do is he's not going to mark any fatigue, and he's going to strike you, forcing you to take either 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center. So this resolves pretty much immediately. So
Okay.
whichever you would like to do.
I will just mark 1 fatigue.
It would be 2 fatigue.
Oh, okay, 2.
2 fatigue. You're good. All right, so on your roll, you are allowed to do 1 basic technique. So you have 3 basic techniques there. There's test balance, there's bolster or hinder, and then there's commit. Which one would you like to do?
I will hinder him.
Hinder.
Yes.
Can you? Bolster or hinder. Got it.
Yes.
Aid or impede a nearby character, inflicting an appropriate status. So, what would you like to do in this? By the way, so I forgot to add flavor to this. What he did when he attacked you was he ripped a piece of earth from the wall behind him, arced his arm around, and hit you in the chest with it. You marked 2 fatigue.
Yes.
What would you like to do in order to justify this hindrance?
I would normally use my quiet grip of ice, but you said I could only use a basic technique, correct?
Yes, only basic techniques because you rolled very low.
Okay. So,
Yes, plus 7 plus is the goal.
can I? Yeah, I'll mix a little bit of dirt in my water
Mm-hmm.
as I fling it at his eyes.
Okay. So, the appropriate status. So, what you're saying there is that I'm going to be marked with a status. Let's say it wouldn't be doomed. It's not that bad. I would say impaired. You're slowed or
Yes.
off balance. Mark 1 fatigue or take 2 -2 to all physical actions. Or oh no, okay. As an NPC, I choose one fewer technique. Unfortunately, I only have one technique right now. But yeah. So you have impaired me. This is great. Um. So right now he's stumbling about around. Where did you hit him with this dirt?
In the eyes.
In the eyes with your water.
With my
He's
dirty water, yeah.
with your dirty water. Ah! Like he's got his arm in front of his head now. He's trying to like wave off other attacks. He's swinging wildly. He's throwing rocks in different directions, but none of them are really going in the direction that he would prefer, which would be, toward you. He is impaired currently. But in attacking him, okay, got it. Yeah, sorry, I'm just like figuring something out on my end. All right. So, that is the end of the first exchange. For all those who lost their balance or were taken. Yeah, gotcha. Jordan is explaining the steps of each exchange. So, in this, we are going to go for another exchange. Actually, here's what I'm going to do, Stephen. Since you were so clever to impair him, he is going to spend an exchange's worth of time, which is generally like a couple of seconds, to wipe the dirt out of his eyes with his earthbending. This will give you a chance to attack. In doing so, I would have you roll not with any technique in mind, but instead to rely on your skills and training.
All right.
That would be to roll with focus.
Okay. And how do I do that?
So, do you know what your focus number is?
0.
Cool. Well, that means you just roll 2d6, and you get what you get.
Okay. Mhm.
All right. Oh man, Crow, how much have you missed? All right, that is a great roll. That is a 10.
Yeah.
So, if we were in a combat exchange, that would be super dope. But on a hit, you do it. On a 7 and 9, you do it imperfectly. But in this case, you just kind of do it. What are you trying to do with your little flavor text that you've got going on?
To attack him,
Yes, but how?
I will just throw a ball of water at him, and in midair it freezes.
Oh, phew. So he'll take it. He'll probably take it to the chest. And he will take 1 fatigue. All right. So now he's angry. He will start the next exchange. And I'm going to take one of these cards and I'm going to put it down, and then you can decide what you would like to do with that. All right. I've decided. Someone angry, yes. All right, I've decided it is now down to you to choose to defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe.
I will. Mm, Yeah, I'll advance and attack.
All right, advance and attack. He is chosen to defend and maneuver. He gets to do one thing. But yeah, this would be a good time for you to do your stancing.
And that is just the 2d6.
Yep, 2d6. But so I should also say it probably didn't matter because you rolled a 4 last time. But if you're defending and maneuvering, you're rolling with focus. Since you're advancing and attacking, you're rolling with passion. And if you're evading and observing, you roll with creativity or harmony.
Yes. Yeah, 6.
You got a 6. Okay. Now that's 6 minus 1. Okay. Because you have a -1 in passion. Darn.
Oh, it was. I already did the -1.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's.
Yeah, so it's I mean 7 minus 1. So it's
Mhm.
6 total. Unfortunately, also not high enough. You need to get a 7.
That's fair.
Fair. So you can shift once away from center again if you would like to, or you can just pass the exchange and then I kind of, because I'm defending and maneuvering, so I don't know how much
Right.
damage I'm going to be doing to you.
Yeah, I'll just pass.
Yep. All right. Yeah, he's going to become ready. Ready is to mark 1 fatigue, to ready yourself or your environment, assigning or clearing a fictionally appropriate status for nearby characters or yourself. So, what he's going to do is he's going to spread his arms out like this, in like a W form. And real quick, he's going to ball his fists and then shoot his arms forward. The wall behind him is going to become all spikes. So it's very clear what's waiting for you in the next exchange if you don't take care of this person.
All right.
Why evade and observe the only one with 2 modifiers? What do you? Oh, the only one with 2. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you have to you can do it creatively or harmoniously. It really is just because they wanted to have all of the stats have an impact, because if you're up in creativity and then like you can't do creativity in any of the exchanges, then what's even the point? Uh with any, yeah, I mean you can, but this is just how the system works, unfortunately. All right. So next exchange, I'm going to select the thing that I'm going to do. Balance, yes. All right, I have selected. It is on you to decide what you would like to do.
I will go ahead and I will evade and observe.
You will evade and observe. Okay. All right. So this man has chosen to advance and attack. He gets 2 different options for this go round. Let me go ahead and check something. Hold on. He is going to attack you with his earthbending, but I'm going to need to find something specific to. There it is. Got it. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So what he's going to do is he's going to strike first. He's going to do that thing that he did to you before. In doing so, he's going to put his fists up in dukes like you normally see when boxers, or I guess when fighters are going to fight each other. And he'll take his left arm and he'll punch forward toward you, sending a couple of the spikes in your direction. It's up to you. They're going to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center.
I will be.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Crow. Like the freaking cuff link.
I will also be angry.
Cool. But so how are you taking damage?
I'm sorry. What were my options?
2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center.
Oh, yeah. I marked the angry condition.
Oh, okay. I thought you had just looked at the picture that Crow was like someone angry, and you're like, yeah, I'll be angry. All right, so you're gonna be angry. Hell yeah. So let me just check what anger does to you.
Suit the guide and comfort and assess the situation.
What was that?
-2 to guide and comfort and assess the situation.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Cool. Awesome. So he gets another thing that he can do, and he's going to do an Earth Gauntlet. You wrap your arm or fist in rock and strike. Mark 1 fatigue. He's going to do so. Inflict 1 condition or 2 fatigue. You can also knock your foe out of reach and disengage, but they must mark an additional fatigue to resist. But so the thing that he's going to do is he's going to mark a fatigue, which is his health. Keep in mind, and he's going to try and mark a condition or 2 fatigue on you. Which one will he do?
Okay. Is it my choice which
Yes.
one?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take 2 fatigue, yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now you get to evade and observe.
Since I didn't roll trash this time, I am going to use my quiet grip of ice.
Oh, hold on. I think you did roll trash. You rolled a 6, unfortunately, which is below the threshold. But you do get let me see. Did you move your yeah, you moved your balance once away from center again, right?
Not again, no.
Okay. Well, wait, hold on. What did you roll this time actually? I don't know that you rolled this time. Cause you rolled a yeah, that 6 was when you passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time I don't think you've rolled yet.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, there
That's a
you
10.
go. That's a 10. So on a 10, here's what you can do. You may choose to.
Actually, that should be a 12.
Is that a 12? Because you've got creativity or harmony in your 2.
Yeah, I did the +2, but it didn't.
That's interesting. Well, so in
Yeah.
any case, a 10 or above is the same thing.
Okay.
So you choose one from this list. You may mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique. You may use 1 practice technique or 2 different basic or mastered techniques. I don't think you have any practice techniques yet, so you can use 2 different or you can mark 1 fatigue to learn or to use your learn technique, or you may do 2 different basic or mastered.
Hmm.
As a note, the first time you use a learn technique, it becomes practiced
Yes.
for future
I was
uses.
I was going to mark a fatigue to do a learn technique. Yeah,
Okay. And that's an evade and observe technique?
it is.
Okay. Go ahead and move that technique over to practiced. Now, what would you like to do? What is your technique that you're going to use?
It is called quiet grip of ice.
Okay.
Use a bit of water on the ground to grab a foe's foot in an icy hold. Mark 1
Okay.
fatigue, your opponent becomes impaired, and if you advance an attack next exchange, you inflict an additional 1 fatigue on that foe with any attacks you make that exchange.
Okay. So just to recap, I'm marking 1 fatigue, my character, or is your character? If it says mark 1 fatigue, it's telling you. If it says inflict, then it's telling me.
Okay. Then it's telling me then, yeah.
Okay. So I'm impaired now?
Yes.
Okay. And then if you advance and attack the next go round, you get something?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Cool. I've got these little cards that like it's got a picture of Mako in toxic fumes, and that's the impaired card that I'm going to be using on myself. Yeehaw. All right. Next exchange. Because he's not going to give up the fight just yet. He is going to, well, let me see. Nah. Okay. He is going to do this. Done. Okay. Now it's on you to make the choice.
I will advance and attack you.
Yep, that's what I thought. He's going to defend and maneuver. So do me a favor, and while I'm resolving my thing, you may roll stance, and then you can figure out what you're going to do. But yeah, okay. Oof. All right. So what he's going to do is he's going to seize position. Um, he's going to move to a new location, overcome a negative status or danger, and establish an advantageous position or escape the scene. Any foe engaged with you can mark 1 fatigue to block this technique. So what he's going to do is he's going to use the earth that's beneath his feet to kind of subtly help him break through the ice that's holding him down. And if he does this, he becomes unimpaired, and he will move to a more advantageous location. You can spend 1 fatigue to stop this, however, and he will remain
Okay.
impaired.
I'm currently at 4 out of 5 fatigue, so
Yeah, so the deal with fatigue is
5.
that if you would take more fatigue and you can't, then you would take a condition. So fatigue isn't just the end all be all for health. It's if you've got 5 fatigue and you would have to take another, you have to take a condition.
Okay.
So you technically do have more there than you think you do, but I also probably wouldn't push it. What's the deal with fatigue?
Yeah, if you're out of fatigue and you're out of conditions to mark, you are out.
Yeah, you were out.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So he will break out of his situation. You can move your what's it called? Your balance once more toward risk in this case if you would like to continue your attack against him.
Sure.
All right. So you would need to use a basic technique in order to do that. Go for it.
I will just strike him.
Just strike. Okay. So
My little ice ball.
forcing them to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center. Oh yay. Okay. So you hit him with what exactly?
An ice ball.
An ice ball. Okay. He gets hit with it, and I was gonna say his leg is still frozen, but it isn't. But he's in the middle of trying to get to the more advantageous position that he would like to when he is struck in the chest again. You could see this one though kind of knocks the wind out of him. He starts to breathe heavily. Uh and he's not quite got the energy that he used to. But the fight is not quite out of him yet.
Did he uh did he mark an additional fatigue?
Well, so technically I don't have to tell you that. But I'll tell you after the fight. How about that?
No, I meant for quiet grip of ice. I inflict an additional fatigue on that
So
foe I attacked.
interesting. Okay. An additional fatigue. So you took for quiet grip of ice. Oh, I thought that you were taking that fatigue. Hold on, let me look at what it says. Where is that in Wanshi Tong's or Republic City? That specific
I did not write that down.
pool. Quiet. I don't see quiet. Quiet. Grip of ice. Uh, of ice. I see of ice. It's not office. No. Could you read it out to me?
Use a bit of water on the ground to grab a foe's foot in an icy hold. Mark 1 fatigue. Your opponent becomes impaired. If you advance an attack next exchange, you inflict an additional 1 fatigue on that foe with any attacks you make that exchange.
Okay. So when it says mark 1 fatigue, it means you mark that 1 fatigue.
I
Oh
did
wait,
in
no.
fact
Oh, you
advance an
okay.
attack
I
Yeah.
can't
the next
fucking read.
exchange
Okay.
though.
Yep. You inflict an additional 1 fatigue that foe with any attacks. Okay. So he was tired when he broke out of the ice. But when you just hit him now, it's more than just the wind getting knocked out of him. He collapses. to the ground.
Yay.
GM is illiterate, yes. GM doesn't know how to read. GM is like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And so GM relies on other people to tell him when he's being stupid. Yeah, okay. Let me just make sure that was you inflict. Aha. If you advance an attack on the next exchange, you inflict 1 additional fatigue on that foe with any attacks. You did attack, right?
I
Got
struck.
it. Yeah, you struck. You struck. All right, so he goes down. The crowd goes wild. There are people who are rearing, and people who are upset. You actually see one individual, Crow. You might recognize him as a Fire Nation patrolman who walks around the streets. You may have seen him in some tea shops at some point, but he is not happy. He takes the sheet of paper that's in his hand and it immediately evaporates into smoke. He was certainly not betting for Mr. Waterboy over here. What I was going to tell you and what you may now gather is that the crowd is way bigger tonight than it normally is. And that's because Steven's character is there. It's not normal that around these parts that you have a waterbender who can fight. You normally don't get waterbenders here at all. But this guy and your handler will explain this to you. And I suppose I should do it in that voice. That guy is I guess they don't know what your name is, huh? You probably would never have told them. But he's from the Northern Water Tribe. He is who we're after. He was caught. He was captured fighting a Fire Nation battalion that just happened to be passing by. Unfortunately for him, some of them thought they would have a little bit of fun with him before dragging him off to jail. It is on us now to see if we can get him. So, she is going to lead you, Crow, away from the crowd. There's a whole bustle of people going toward the inn wall booths, trying to get their money after the fight, or walking away in a big huff after having lost. Your handler is going to go immediately toward the a person that she knows who is guarding the steps that lead downward on the side of one of the walls. She is going to give him much the same curt nod that she gave to the other person. But this man is going to stop her for a little bit. It's like, hold on, wait a second, okay? Give them a second to catch their breath. But we need to get down there. What was that?
Nod, nod.
Nod, nod. We need to get down there. I need to talk to him. And he's going to be like, listen, I know I owe you for that little bit, but trust me, you're not going to want to go down there right now. Steven, your character is now being shepherded away. There was a door that was earthbent on one of the sides of the arena that leads you toward basically makeshift cots where the injured effectively go to recuperate after and even before a fight.
That's good, because I've marked 4 fatigue out of my
Yeah, right. You are pretty beat up at this point.
yes.
Uh, while you're down there, you're going to sit there, and after about 10 seconds, this blustering buffoon is going to come in, and he's going to basically with two of his friends. This man, is one of the people that you accosted in the Fire Nation battalion, and he is the one whose bright idea it was to have a little bit of fun with you before before it was time to ship you off to jail. He is not happy with you. He
Expecting a
very
win, huh?
much, yeah. He he and his friends, who are kind of like, if he is Draco Malfoy, his friends are Crabbe and Goyle. He is going to immediately rush up to you. Since you're sitting down, he's going to put his hand on the wall behind you and put his face right up into yours. Do you have any idea how much money you just cost me? And he's gonna
Whoa, whoa! At least buy me dinner first, my man.
punch you in the stomach. Oh, this is for story's sake. We're not gonna bother marking fatigue on this.
That's good.
Yeah. Though, if you would like, you can mark a condition. If it like makes it fun for you
I'm,
in the story.
I'm already angry.
Yeah, you're already angry. Fucking A. All right. Huh, do you have any idea how much money you just cost me? The deal was, and he's gonna grab your hair to hoist your face up closer to his. The deal was you take a dive. That was what I had you in for. That was what you should have done. And he's gonna knee you in the stomach again. Uh
I'm gasping for breath. Not. I would have some more Alec remarks. Unfortunately, the air was just knocked out of me.
what? Nothing to say? Oh. Oh God, I can't wait to get you in the yard. I'm gonna do so many nasty things to you. I'm gonna start a rumor that you're a Fire Nation sympathizer. Do you really think that that'll go over well with the other people that you'll be surrounded by? You'll be lucky to make it a week. Uh, and
I flip him off.
yeah, and he'll backhand you, he'll slap you across the face, and then he'll like huff out. And he will go out first. His minions will follow. So, by the way, his name is Chai, like the tea. Chai. You know this, and you privately think it's very funny. But I have a feeling yes, Chai, like
I
the
love
tea.
tea.
Uh I just wanted to make you aware of at least that amount of information. So on the, I guess, slightly more above ground version of events, you and Hey Hyung, Hey Hung, Hey Hun, Hey Hun,
Hey,
one of
hon.
these days I'll get it right.
Hey, hon.
Hey Hun
Hey,
is
hun.
going
Yeah.
to is standing there waiting patiently next to their boss, who is waiting impatiently by the door. Chai and his friends come stomping out of the door that they were trying to get into, and he is he is now yelling like, this is like effectively. Well, I mean, night didn't go quite as planned, but you know what? I didn't lose all that much. Drinks are still on me. Come on, guys. Let's go and have a good one. Now the man looks at the man who was guarding the door. Looks at I keep forgetting her name. It's not Hark. Hold on. It looks at Kota and he nods and he's like, "Okay, you're good now. Go ahead." All right. And so at least Kota is going to go down there. I suppose it's up to you because I don't like making decisions. I've been making a lot of decisions about where you guys are going, but
Is Chai nearby?
no, Chai has walked away at this point. Though he
Oh,
is, I
okay.
suppose, within earshot if you would like to say something.
Yeah, you did really well out there.
Chai is the Fire Nation bad guy who you saw burn his bet sheet. And he's the one that just beat up.
Oh, what?
He's the one that just beat up Steven's character.
Oh, what's Steven's character's name?
Steven's
I'm sorry.
character is
I was
Yuta.
asking about Steven's character.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yuka. So if you
Yuka.
want, you can go down and you can see Yuka.
Is Yuka nearby? Sorry, I didn't mean to be
You're
nice
good.
to Chai. I don't like Chai.
Yeah, Chai's bad. Chai's a bad guy. We don't like him.
Chai's bad. I don't like Chai.
Now,
I
normally,
immediately,
I wouldn't make such assertions about a person's moral fiber, but he did just sucker punch Yuka at least 3 times.
Yeah, he just sucker punched a kid and then said like, "Oh, I'm gonna start a rumor say that you're a Nazi sympathizer."
Yeah. Yeah. So what you can do,
That is pretty much what happened. Yeah.
yeah, what your boss is
Yeah.
going to do is your boss is going to go down and talk to Yuka, and you are free to follow them. I assume that you do, but I
Yeah,
don't want to make no.
I want to talk to Yuka. That's who I wanted to say.
Gotcha.
Who I
Okay.
wanted to be nice to, because he did just receive a beating.
Yeah. By the way, so when you walk down, you see 3 people. You see
Yes.
Hark, who is the guy's name. Hark the Shark was the guy's name that Stephen was just going up against. He is unconscious. He is in a car, or he is in a cot, basically on the other side of the room. This room is not very big, by the way. It's I would say about the size of an average bedroom, maybe a little bit bigger. Steven's character, he's recovering from being doubled over after being after having been softened up after his softening up by Chai. He is the person that's directly across from you. If you step down from the stairwell, you will see him just straight ahead. To your right, I would say, is the cot that holds Hark, and to your left is this small Earth Kingdom man. He is older. He is bald. He's got narrow eyes and I would say darker skin. And he was there to witness all of that. And he kind of just didn't take umbrage with any of it. He didn't step in, he didn't react at all. It is yeah, it is him that Kota will talk to first. So, how much for him? The man looks at her. He opens his eyes a little bit more. And he's like, How much are you offering? Technically, I don't even own him. He is in Fire Nation custody. It would be quite a feat to get him out of here and smooth things over with that buffoon that you just had the pleasure of witnessing. Kota, she says, 100. She says, sternly. 150, he says in response. 125, she says through gritted teeth. Sold, he says. All right. And so she takes out a bag. It is full of coins. She tosses it down. She takes out another bag. It's full of a relatively equivalent number of coins. She counts out roughly, or exactly, I should say, 25. She slams it on the table in the middle of the room. And she looks at Ming, who is the owner and proprietor of this fine establishment. And he just shrugs his shoulders. A deal's a deal. She then goes up to you, Yuka,
Gah.
and she says in her gravelly voice, "You are, I would assume, aware of what's happening. You're not too doubled over to recognize what is occurring in this place."
Okay.
And she's like, "How would you like to get out of here? All I ask for is a small favor in return. Or you can stay here and continue to get walloped by that man, but from what I heard through the door, it doesn't seem like there's much of a future here for you.
It's either
So,
do a favor for you or get locked up in Fire Nation jail.
so you understand." She smiles.
You just paid 125 gold for me, so
Oh,
I stand up a little
you stand up?
shakily.
Okay. All right. She is not going to make any measure to help you, even if you are kind of 14. I would leave it up to Heihan if he wants to help you out. But assuming that he does, or even
Oh,
assuming
we
that he
just
does.
paid for him.
Yeah, but he's standing up shakily.
Okay, yeah, I will help him stand up straight.
Okay. All right. Well, it has been a profitable evening. Good talking to you all. Many happy returns. And she will make her leave with the two of you in tow. All right. So
Right.
she is going to take you guys back. Uh, she recognizes that Yuka is not in much of a state to travel, so she'll take the expedited route, taking as much care as she can, but unfortunately, it's not as much as it would normally be.
I know a few shortcuts as well.
Yes, you probably would. You've lived in Cranefish Town your entire life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys do make it back. I was trying to decide if I wanted to have like a patrol stop you, but I think we've had enough. You
No, we're
make
good
it.
at stealth, right?
Yeah. In you it is now about 3 or so in the morning. At least
Oh,
equivalent
the
time.
witching hour.
Yeah, right. You go into her establishment, which she cagily opens the door to. And it is simply a shrine. It's a fairly bare bones area. You can tell like there's a section of the floor where you can tell people put mats down in order to meditate and to pray. Yep. Mats. Well, not head mats because they usually do crisscross applesauce. But a lot of people don't like sitting directly on the floor. Um
Medinats.
Medinats. Medinats.
Medinats, that's a Pokemon. Got him.
Tatami mats? I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
no, they might be. I don't know.
Tommy.
But so she goes in and she ushers you quickly away to yet another hidden staircase in the back corner. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, no, never mind. It's not hidden. It's just beyond a door.
Just beyond the
Um,
door.
it's just beyond a door, and and you head down. Wait, no, wait, hold on. It is hidden. Never mind. I am mistaken. The DM is fighting with himself, ladies and gentlemen. This
I
is
DM
noticed
is
that.
literate.
yeah, he is illiterate and he's also dumb. Yeah,
To be fair, you're human, so that's gonna
thank
happen.
you.
We're all dumb here.
We're all dumb here, says the Cheshire Cat. Stoned. Um, so she will usher you down the hidden staircase that she's got in the back corner. And down there you can see just a plethora of maps of it's like a Pepe Sylvia wall, if that means anything to you. There's like Pepe Sylvia wall everywhere. There are conspiracy maps. They're like
Ah,
they're put together on in the walls with tacks and string. Yes, the Pepe Sylvia wall. Thank you, Liv. There is a table in the center with further maps on there. There are pictures and drawings and wanted posters strewn all about. Actually, there's one with a picture of a small individual cloaked but with two pointy ears sticking up uh, out of their cloak. There is also, you recognize, one of you. You seem to have been causing quite a bit of stir with the Fire Nation even before you were captured. Then there's many of
there's one of me.
individuals you don't recognize.
There's a wand poster of me.
Yes, the wanted poster is of you.
Oh shit.
Well, there is one. There is one wanted poster of you. There is one wanted poster of a child, looking person, in a cloak with pointy ears. I wonder who that could be.
Was it the possum cat kid we saw earlier?
That would be the implication. Yes. Um.
Oh,
Uh.
I don't
Is
So
it this
recognize
character?
myself anywhere.
here's the
Is it?
deal. Yeah, because you mostly stayed out of trouble.
Yes, I'm a good boy.
Well, I mean, the deal is if you didn't
I
stay
mean,
out of trouble, then you
yeah,
were pretty low key about it. She
yeah,
has been having you kind of pull off clandestine missions, at least for the latest time being. By the way,
yeah.
all of those
I'm just a
maps,
normal dude, I guess.
all of those maps, you probably made, or at least a good
Oh
portion,
yeah,
because you are a
okay.
card. But
This
the
is what
most
she did to them.
important part is that there is at least 3 or 4 beds lined up on the wall to your left. You're only not certain, Stephen, because you're still a little bit winded. But yeah, so Hey Hung, I would advise you to guide Stephen's character toward one of those cots so that he may rest up.
All right. I just put my grip on like his back and stuff, and then I point out like, well, I sleep on that one, and Koda sleeps on that one, so you can have that one, and we're gonna walk towards the free bed that I pointed out.
Bro, do you have a home besides this?
I think I've been going on patrol with the with the is it the
This is
fire
this
the
is
kingdom
this is
or
the
kingdom?
local resistance. They just called themselves the resistance. They haven't come up with a more clever name than that yet.
Oh, the resistance. Okay.
Yep.
I think like I was training with my family to make swords, but then I left on my own journey with the Earth Kingdom eventually. But did I find my way
Gotcha.
back
Okay.
home
I
somehow? I
am
guess.
so sorry also, Stephen. I think I interrupted you. And I think it just interrupted Crow. I'm just interrupting everybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Welcome to being a GM. You have to
I
fucking
know.
handle that. You gotta skate that line of being rude and being, order keeper.
Yeah, by the way, for people watching, in case it's not blindingly obvious, this is the first time I'm DMing to this group.
Second time
So
in total.
second time?
GMing.
Yeah, second time in total that I'm GMing,
Yeah.
period. So, hope hope you
Did
take at
you
least.
DM the Dishonored for us?
No, I GM'd a different avatar thing
For a
with
different group.
of friends. It was just a
I
one
was
shot.
the one
though.
who GM'd
Oh.
Dishonored.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so yeah. I hope you'll forgive me. I'm sure I'll get my bearings at least at some point.
And if not, there'll be a coup.
Yep. No. Well, honestly,
It'll be a very kind coup. I promise you.
it would.
All
right.
Coup,
What's it
a
to you?
coup. What is it to you?
Cut it
A
out,
feast
Liz.
or a famine? I haven't had anything to do this entire session so
I know.
far.
We're getting to you. We're getting
You're
to
still
you.
in prison.
Hey, you could. I guess you can't be even doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which is
Exactly.
which
What
is
is
to
the other
like
thing doing?
stalk us without us knowing.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's
No.
what the
He's
character's
messing
doing.
around
Oh,
with
you're
the he's
you're
messing
been
around
watching
with
the
the
stream.
elements on the stream. If you look on the actual stream, he's been
I've been
that.
doing.
Oh, the Twitch stream?
Yeah, I've been doing visual gags to go along with the things going on. Like when you said low key, I put the definition of low key and the definition of low key, the god.
Yep.
And then next up, the Loki. That's the god.
I X'd out
God,
Loki,
yes.
what Thor has wanted to do for years.
All right.
All right, back on track.
So
Actually, go back to my den of silence.
Yuta, she whispers. She says to you, not. Kota says to Yuka. Good lord. Kota says to Yuka, "Get your sleep. We're gonna need you in the morning."
She went a bit Irish there.
Get your sleep? No, never mind. I can't do Irish on command.
Tell me twice.
All right. So she's going to sit at the table in the center. She's going to write down her notes in her notebook. And I guess it's now up to Hey Hun, what you would like to do now that you've got some free time.
I'd like to chat with Yuka.
Yuka? Okay. Go for it.
Yes. How long were you fighting in that ring? You look pretty good at
You're a little bit quiet. Just
bending.
saying.
Oh,
You good?
you're a pretty good bender. Is that am I loud enough?
No, you're good. You're good now.
Okay.
Thanks. Just practice here and there, you know.
You're far away from the water tribe. How did you get all the way over here?
You know, attacking a few caravans for patrols and get caught a time or two, escape, get caught again, you know, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess I understand. Like I've been traveling around as well. I used to be a cartographer. I used to be a scout for the Earth Kingdom Army.
You could stand to speak up a little bit more, Crow.
Okay. I used to travel around with the Earth Kingdom Army as well.
Cool. Do you make these maps?
Some of them, yeah.
I wonder if
My dad taught me how to paint and how to make maps. Or I learned how to make maps when I was with the Earth Kingdom Army. But I think I really liked painting. It gives me time to like decompress after making swords all day.
I look at your character, Crow. How old is he?
He's
How old is
like he's turning 15. He's 14 turning 15.
Okay.
14, turning 15.
What is the what's it called? The
Age of consent.
enlistment age for
enlistment is
for
16.
for 16. Oh, no wonder I was just a scout, like the trumpet boy, right?
Yeah.
Trumpet boy. That's silly.
That's what they used to have, right?
Yeah, they
I don't know.
drummer boys.
I mean, in the Civil War, I don't know that
Drummer
there's
boy.
necessarily trumpeteers in the Avatar world. At least not for
Yeah,
warfare.
yeah,
You might have been like a scout who was known for going and getting intel or like listening into conversations or something like that.
yeah.
Or like scouting out to see where the enemy was or if they were arriving,
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, building my character as we're playing.
War drummers were indeed
Yeah,
a
that's-
thing in ancient China.
What was that?
War drummers were indeed a thing in ancient China. I don't know if they
Well-
were children like they were in Europe, but you know.
I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that. I think drums exist in the Korra era, but I don't know. I know that
drums
I
are
know
the-
that drums at least for hand drums, like not stick drums.
Drums are one of the oldest instruments for humans, so
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, right
See-
next to maracas, right?
yeah.
Then I suppose it was possible that you were a little drummer boy.
The
I'm
old
not a drummer boy. I was a scout.
the oldest discovered drum is older than what flat earthers and young earth creationists think the age of the universe is.
Huh?
Because
4,000 years?
that's what they think. But this is from 5,500 BC is our oldest discovered drum. That's
Hell yeah.
well past
That's
that.
older than China.
That's older than China. Well, not older than China, like
Yeah.
the place, but like the kingdom, yeah. Like,
Yeah, like as we recognize it now.
yeah. It is old. So yeah, jumps are very old. I could have put that on the screen instead of interrupting. Sorry, my fun facts have mostly
You're
been
good.
on the screen.
I don't mind.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys want to continue the conversation, you may.
Oldest instrument is a flute. Had to get that out there.
Fair enough.
Oh, whoa.
The oldest one we have
I
is
wouldn't have guessed that.
the oldest we have is 50,000 years old.
Mhm.
Damn. That's older than agriculture.
That's older than me. That has to be old.
All right.
What's Noae
At this
doing?
point, if more isn't going to be said, Kota is going to yell, "Hey, Hung, let him be, okay? He needs his rest."
Needs it.
Okay. You did really well out there, but it's your rest.
All right. So, if there will be no further interruption, the time will go until morning. Jordan, do you have anything that you would like your character to do in the meantime?
I'm gonna pre-scout this shit because it sounds fucking crazy. And so the goal is to break into the gulag, correct?
So you have not been told what kind of prison it is yet.
True.
But
How many prisons can be in this town?
well, here's the deal.
Mhm.
There's one county where there's one like town jail.
Mhm.
But you would know it being who you are.
Yeah, it's
And
a pit
there's
place of omen.
there's nobody of importance there. What you may have heard, well, hold on, actually. Let me have you roll to push your luck.
I can always push my luck. I'm living for
Yep.
that.
Roll with passion.
Where is the dice? Here's the dice. Roll with passion?
Yep.
That means +0. Everything is +0 for me, but focus.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm an exciting character built to do 2d6. and enter. 11.
Hell fucking yeah. Okay.
The odds are a bit worse than 50-50 for a +0. I think
Your
it's like
boldness pays off despite the cost. The GM tells you what other lucky opportunity falls in your lap. Okay. Fuck yeah. All right. So, in your scouting about, and even before now, you've heard effectively, you've heard whispers and conversations. You've overheard things being spoken by Fire Nation top brass to Fire Nation lower brass.
the brass
You
whispers.
know that there is a VIP, and you probably knew this even before you were called upon to do this job. There's a VIP hiding, or that's being held prisoner in the Galmay, the old Galmay house. So this house, do you remember Tufts Estate?
So it's a manor. It's a manor more than a house.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, and it's got walled
The
garden.
Manor?
It's surrounded by walls on 4 sides. It's the perfect place to keep one solitary prisoner.
Now,
which is what.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the surrounding looks like?
So it is on the outskirts of town.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's basically you take like a couple of dirt roads to get to it. There isn't.
She's not happy about it, but yeah, she does it.
Yeah. She's gonna do it. She's gonna go there.
She's gonna get close. She's probably not gonna get into it, but she wants to scout it out.
Well, so there are trees. there are trees on the on your side of the wall that you can use to climb if you so choose.
Yeah.
Or like there are several vantage points from which you can kind of get a look at the inside of the place.
Yeah, I will totally do that. I just won't. I'll try to keep my distance at the same time, like, and go very, very slow.
Okay. So there is a bit of uncertainty here. I would like for you to rely on your skills and training.
Can do. Can I be focus?
It is focus.
You can. That is my skills and training specialty.
Yep. Yeah. See, like rely on your skills and training is what the prodigy does best.
Yeah, I am that. She is a child that is good at things for some reason. She shouldn't
Some will
be.
call her a child prodigy.
Yeah. Odds are much better for this. I got a 13.
You got a 13.
Is that
fucking A?
good?
So, yes, it's very good.
I forget what the critical range is, for lack of a better term. Isn't it above
Okay.
9 or something? Oh, it's 10. 10 plus. Okay, yeah, sweet.
The GM tells you how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. Accept those consequences. Hold on. Rely on your skills and training. You do it. I see. Okay. You gain new insight or perform a familiar custom. Okay. So, what you see is a wide area. It is walled off. The walls are about 7 feet high. On the inside, which you can see the remains of overgrown shrubbery. Some of it has been burnt. Some of it has just been left to grow. You could see what used to be a turtle duck that is now like twice the size that it should be.
Giant turtle duck?
Yeah, like a shrubbery of what was
Okay. I was like a
trimmed
giant
shrubbery of a turtle duck that is now overgrown itself.
Her excitement dies down when she realizes it's not a real turtle duck. For a split second, she thinks it's a real giant turtle duck and gets excited, and then, oh no, it's just a bush. Stupid bush.
There are trees around the back of the house that are overgrowing with vines and weeds. But mostly what you see is at least a dozen Fire Nation soldiers walking around the property. 2 are guarding the front gate. 1 is guarding a side gate that leads to a side there's a trail that leads to the side of the house. And mostly they're walking about the grounds. There is at least 2 balconies, one on each side of the building, that both have guards that are kind of just lounging about. Like you could tell that they're shooting the shit. They're just kind of talking to each other. Oh, it's only really the 2 guards that are out front. But you do notice one of the guards out front is nodding off. He's kind of like he has to keep his head up because he keeps wanting to fall asleep. But so yeah, I still owe you a good thing for pushing your luck. So what I will say is in your reconnaissance, you take multiple angles of the house. What you notice is that wait a minute, hold on. I'm trying to think of what boon I want to give you. Because this push your luck was on finding out the information about the house. So what I will tell you is that there are rumors that there is a
Secret
that
tunnel.
no, not
Damn
secret
it.
tunnel. No, not secret tunnel, unfortunately. There is an area to the side that kids keep getting in. Like,
Speaking of,
yeah. So, like, there are kids who will frolic across the way, and some of them are like from Fire Nation families, so they kind of feel like they have the run of the place.
mm,
There is a moss and ivy covered section of the wall that is largely out of sight. And kids keep getting in that way. Uh, in fact, like the Fire Nation soldiers keep like trying to scare them off and wondering how do these kids keep getting in? Somebody's going to lose their jobs over this. Blah blah blah.
mm,
And but like I mean, these are like 6-year-olds. They're they're of no real harm, but you know, Fire Nation soldiers are going to take threats as they do.
I'm barely any harm visibly, and
Yeah.
so I go from tree to tree on the outside, just
Yep.
going off my skills and my balance and my general, street rat tendencies until or street cat in this case, I guess.
Yep.
Am I a rat cat? Probably a rat cat.
It's up to you.
It doesn't matter what kind of cat. Just a cat. Until she finds that opening.
All right. So it is overgrown as everything else, like I've said. You can test your grip. It'll hold at least your weight. The vines might have a little bit of trouble with somebody who weighs like say you plus a third,
Mm-hmm.
like an even like a teenager's weight, it would
A
maybe have a
well-fed orphan rather than the current orphan.
yes, or at least a teenager's weight, it would struggle to carry.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of what you learn from that, just by looking at it.
I'll go ahead and sneak on in.
Okay, all right, hell yeah. All right, so I'm going to. It would be rely on your skills and training to do this quietly to sneak in.
Can do, can roll. This is my specialty.
Yep.
My minimum is a 4.
Good lord.
10.
10. Fuck yeah.
So still no consequences for Noae.
Still no consequences, not yet. All right. Good lord, Jordan. He's rolling very well.
Yeah, this character is made for this. This is their thing. It's like handing a fish a cup of water and expecting it to have a problem.
All right. So, you're going to. This is to climb over the what's it called? Over the wall.
Yeah, into the little nook.
Now, so where you're at, unfortunately,
Mhm.
there is just dense forest to your right, having been over the wall. The house is directly in front of you.
Right.
To your left is fairly open area with tall grown grass, but not too tall that like a prone individual wouldn't be spotted. Um, you there's a dense forest to your right, and like right in front of you, there is the sculpture of the turtle duck.
Mhm.
How much like and I should say it's about 20 yards from you to the house.
Yeah.
How much luck do you want to push, or what would you like to do? I should say.
So me relying on my skills to get there is like going to like that's not gonna get me there all the way, or like
I would say you relying on your skills and training, because there are people walking about,
Mhm.
and it's not necessarily like the tall grass isn't the most necessarily stealthy thing to be walking in. There are people on the balcony kind of above you, but mostly to your left, that would be able to hear it, considering it's nighttime and nothing else is really going on.
How are they seeing in the dark?
They have like torches lit everywhere, like there are braziers and stuff. And this is Fire Nation, so they can make their own fire.
Yeah, but I only need a bit of time.
So,
Yeah,
you're good.
I'll try and get to the wall, but not through the grass. I'm
Not
gonna
through the grass.
stick to the trees, get to the wall, and then stay to the wall to get to the access point. That way, people would have to look over the edge to see me.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
Because there's not much going on, and it's a fairly clear night. I'm gonna have you push your luck to do this quietly.
Okay. I guess. No, this is probably gonna end bad. Oh, no, it doesn't. Unpunished.
So 7 to 9 means you just barely do it.
Yep.
On a hit, but it costs you to scrape by. Here's the deal. Somebody went in your skirting.
Mhm.
You trip and you create a rustle. There was a guard that was walking away from you at that point.
Mhm.
They turn around and they're like, "Huh, what was that? Joe, what was that?"
Just,
Joe is spelled J-O.
it's just the wind. Just the wind. It's just the wind.
Just the wind. But the point being that the consequence of this action is that they are on alert.
If I
And
had a stealth track, it just got damage.
yes, if you got a stealth, but like specifically, he is looking in the direction from which you came, but he doesn't see you because you're further advanced from that point.
Okay. Well, now I can't go back. It is kind of the consequence of that action. So I have to go forward. So I get in the little access hole for sure. I get in that building.
Yep. Yep. Through a window that is not too high from the ground for you to get into.
Mhm.
You are now in the dark kitchen.
The dark
There aren't
kitchen.
well, so there's a kitchen around.
I'm sorry, I just made it sound like it's an evil kitchen. The dark
It's
kitchen.
a dark kitchen.
Where we make the
It'll
dark.
eat you whole. You're meant to make food in the kitchen, but the kitchen will make food of you.
Souffle? More like
Yeah.
cannibale.
But so yeah, it's you can see where the tea kettle is. You can see it's very dark, but you can see light coming from candles from other rooms. It's the place isn't a mess, but it's not well kept. It's like a communal workspace.
Right.
The teapot is probably the most cared for thing in this place. Other than that, you see like racks of spices. You see rations and food in cans,
Mhm.
and like partridge, not partridge, paper packages. But by and large, the other rooms that you can see from hallways are kind of a mess. you get the idea that this place used to be really, really nice.
Yeah. As I sneak in, you said there was candles, right?
Candles. So there are candles. So in the the kitchen that you're currently in, there's a door to your left, and it's this is kind of at the corner of the house. So if you round the corner, then you go to the left. There's a door there too.
I steal the fire from one of the candles in my hand, just kind of just take it so that the candle's no longer lit and I have a tiny flame in my hand.
Okay.
And I dim it by holding it between my hand, like cupping both of my hands and keeping it kind of hidden, and just kind of opening it slightly to let out just enough light to where I can see better as I sneak.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So, which you would like to go out the door, I assume.
Yeah.
All right. So there's really the question is, I guess, where in the house are you trying to make your way toward? Are you trying to make your way toward the front? Currently, you're on the if you're like looking at a top-down view of the map, you're kind of in the back right corner. That's where the kitchen area is.
Right now, she's kind of just. She's feeling a little trapped because she was just gonna scout shit, and now she's kind of trapped. Like, she can't go back because they're looking in where she came from, and she has. And going forward too deep could be dangerous, but.
Mhm.
So, between the two of them, she probably decides just to stick to what she was doing and scout. So the
Okay.
prisoner has to be in the house. It would be weird for them to not be. So she looks for. Starts going from room to room and look for the most secure place. Like a basement would be useful, or maybe upstairs, maybe a reinforced door, something more secure than just a beaten down house that used to be nice.
Okay. So you're going to traverse the hallways. You're going to hear voices of people talking. In a room, you are going to. There is a room to in one of the hallways that you could see basically through the door. There is a candle on the other side, but you don't hear anything from the other side. What you see mostly is just tattered decorations of things that used to belong to the ornate family, but mostly what's covering the walls is Fire Nation flags and insignias. They really, truly tried to make this place their own. Um,
It looks tacky.
it does look tacky. You're correct. Um, what you will see when you traverse a different hallway is a big set of double doors.
Ooh, that sounds about right.
This big set of double doors. This is closer to the front of the place. You've managed to sneak your way to the front.
Never mind. Got excited there for a second. Thought maybe.
Well, no. So
It's
what
not
I
the
mean
front
by
doors,
that
though?
is, it's not the front doors.
Oh, so it is probably it then. Because why else would I have weird double doors?
In your in the place that you're at the front of the house.
Mhm.
You can see the outside doors. You recognize them because you saw them from the outside.
Yeah.
They're on your left. On your right is a different ornate set of double doors.
Is there a keyhole?
Yes, there is.
Sweet. I take a dishonored peek.
So, I guess we'll leave it to you, Liv. What are you doing at this time of night?
Ah,
And also, what does your character look like and things like that? Or you should give as much information as you feel is necessary that Jordan would know or be able to
As
see.
much or as little.
Just looking through a keyhole. Just like double doors, like point like right to where I am, or
So there is a cot toward the back corner of the place. That would be where you're sleeping. If you're choosing to work through the night, then you would likely be at a table in the center of the room, surrounded by candlelight, trying to make your contraptions work.
Mhm.
So it's really up to you where you're at. But like the general geography of the room is that there are wires kind of going everywhere. There are bits and bobs. There are lights that are flashing, and things of that nature. You can see candles in various places, drawings written up on chalkboards. I think they have chalkboards. They probably
Yeah, they have
some
chalkboards
some
are also very
equivalent of
They
the
definitely have
chalkboard.
chalkboards in Aang's era because the time in the classroom in the Fire Nation when they're infiltrating. I
I don't
believe.
know that had a chalkboard
Oh,
on it.
did it though?
I can
I
look
don't. Whatever the equivalent of a chalkboard is, there are drawings of it. Basically, you can see an inventor's lab in there.
chalkboards were invented in the 19th century, so they're fairly young actually.
So they're fairly recent. This would be before that. So
Yeah.
it would likely be some kind of corkboard or a
Chalk was invented way back though, so there may
yeah.
like not concentrated chalk, but chalk rocks and things like that. So there might be a board that just you use chalk on that isn't a chalkboard. Like just it doesn't work very well type stuff. So
Gotcha. But yeah, so the cot is in the corner. And to your disgust, Jordan, you could see a chain that is attached, at least at one end, to the center pole, to a pole in the center of the room. And it's you, depending on where Liv is, you can see the other end of it attached to her leg.
okay, let me just roll something real quick. 2d6.
Whether or not you vomit, is that the deal?
No, whether like she stays in the right headspace for this, but and I did pretty good. Double sixes.
Yeah, pretty good. There you go. Yeah.
So the candle flame. She does decide to act quickly because she's like, "Fuck this! This isn't scouting at this point because this is bad, like situation for someone to be in, and I don't like it." So she pushes the candle flame that she's been holding into the lock, and basically starts making it kind of expand and contract and move around in the lock, trying to basically unlock it by just thermal shivering. Which
You're trying to heat the lock up to the point where it breaks.
not heat it up because the way locks work is there's pins and pins move by pressure, and if you heat metal up, it increases pressure, and so you can actually force pins to pop into place on their own. It's hard, but Noae is kind of like this is kind of her thing, and so it's definitely.
I would still ask you to press your luck.
Press my luck, not rely on my skills and training.
No.
I would rely on skills and training.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I mean, hold on. Your argument. How?
She's picking the lock with the flame.
Yeah, that's the ridiculousness of that sentence.
It does sound ridiculous, but I have fire powers.
You have fire powers, and you've got thievery skills.
Yeah, that's the cross section. They like the. I'm tempted to make it like crackle with little explosions, but I'm just trying not to be too loud with it. So
if you're trying not to be too loud with it, I would say push your luck. If you don't care how loud you're being, I would say rely on your skills and training.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I will say, you don't really see her in there. You just see like a figure kind of silhouetted. You can make out maybe long hair and a ponytail, just bent over a workstation, and the candle is like directly in front of them, so they're like in silhouette.
Yeah, then like I do see the chain leading to them though, so instead I'll just do the logical thing because she is still in control of her senses because she's not like absolutely like I gotta do this. She's like okay if I can't do this, so she snuffs out the candle flame in her hand and tries to pick the lock like old-fashioned style.
Do you have lockpicks? Okay.
I would,
Yeah, you would.
yeah, I would assume I would.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you trying to push your luck? Why you
I wanted it to be
Uh,
cool, and I thought the GM might appreciate some coolness, but I could be
yeah,
lame
I
too.
do
You're
normally.
literally trying to make it not cool.
Yeah, I do it the lame way and snuff out the
No.
candle.
Because it's hot.
I got it. I was just going to ignore it for the safety of everyone.
I am normally a fan of creativity. I like to reward it,
Mhm.
but the deal is that you're trying to science me out of this, and I'm like, no, this isn't how this works.
I can't pick it though. It's the same thing. It's just
You
one's boring.
go ahead and pick it. You go ahead and rely on your skills and training.
Yeah, I picked that shit. That shit doesn't even know what's happening. Roll 2d6 plus 2. That's an 8.
8. All right. So you succeed, but at cost.
Mhm.
So you do it, and there's going to be quite a loud snap
Mhm.
as the lock undoes itself.
Mhm.
You are going to have a couple of seconds to go through the door before somebody who has just heard the noise is going to round the corner. Like he's in like basically an adjacent room sitting at a table. He's going to get up and look in your direction and try and like get to you. You have a couple of seconds to get through the door before then.
Okay. Well, I just do it then. I just go straight through. Like the moment I hear the snap, I'm just through, close the door behind me, and like them holding the door knob, um, so that it doesn't relatch.
On the other side,
Yep.
you're hearing like, I could have sworn I heard something. What? You Bo, like he's calling his friend over. The hell? And shouldn't that other patrol have gone through here? Something's not right.
Noae is mocking them as they talk, not out loud, just like doing the silent meh 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 meh.
Yeah, that's strange. We might have to check it out. Hold on. And one of them is going to go from the direction you came. The other's going to kind of just stay there and look around. They're not going to go into the room just yet. So what do you do? What's your plan, man?
Can I see the figure better now?
Oh yes, most assuredly.
And she is standing, arms on her hips, staring at you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's entirely certain
The 4 foot.
that she saw you go through the door.
The 4 foot, maybe 4 foot, like 4, maybe 4'3" a little girl waves really vividly at you, not out of excitement, more out of like, yeah, fuck.
She's 5'10".
Yeah, I was gonna say, please describe your character so that we all know what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
Now that you can actually see her a bit better, it's still a bit hard in the dark, but yeah. No, she's tall. She has her hair up in a ponytail, but a few strands are down around her face. It's a bit hard to tell in the lighting, but there's like grime and dirt and oil like stained on her on her skin and her like jumpsuit basically, or like equivalent, and stuff. Yeah, she's tall, pretty muscular, and stuff, and just kind of just stands there, like actually no, just hands on her hips, just looking at you.
So yeah, I was gonna say introduce yourself, I suppose.
Now,
Or I mean, what would you like to say?
Noae like listens to the door real quick, making sure they're far enough away to not hear her whispering. Would the guard be able to hear them if they start talking?
No. No. So I should say the room is really rather big. You can actually tell where a couple of walls were knocked down in order to make the space bigger. Um, this is you can tell it kind of used to be the big old dining room
Mhm.
that had a couple of side rooms that were used mostly for servants and guests, or I mean, so servants to like be able to bring food out quickly. But that's all become one big great room, so that the inventor has enough room to work.
Okay. Well, Noae looks at the big lady, and goes, "Can we? You want to go somewhere? You want out of here?"
Getting out of this room is not the problem, little one. It's all the guards.
Oh, for me, it's the other way around. Getting out of this place is really easy. It's getting out of this room. So I guess we're gonna have to work together for that to work out. Um,
Isa,
I don't know that word.
my name.
Oh, now I know that word. Nice to meet you. I'm Noae.
Pleasure.
Napisa.
Tapisa.
Tapisa. Tapisa.
You can literally see it in my name on Discord.
Yep. I don't know how to read. We've established this.
That's
Right.
That's true. That is an established fact at this point.
Yeah.
Tapisa, can you what is the thing holding you back the most right now?
All the guards.
Okay, so not the chain.
No.
Okay.
I think she literally takes out a device, presses it up against the lock of the chain, twists it, and it pops open.
I am so glad that you made that up, because I was gonna say, like, yeah, you would definitely have a way out of that. That would be the thing.
I've been having this plan since you asked me what she's been working on.
A lock breaker.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then
The chain just falls off. You can see, like, she rubs her ankle a little bit, but it's like she's clearly been able to get out of it before.
So this is a dining room then. If there's a dining room, is there another exit that goes towards the kitchen rather than the front door?
Yes, it's in the back.
Is it in? Okay, well then that's an easy choice. She lets the door lock and goes to the other door.
So what I should say, what I should say instead, is that there is a door on the very back portion, like in the center of the wall.
Right.
The kitchen we've established is to the right.
Right,
So
but
there's at least
just like
one
a-
hallway
just like a-
between here and thither.
yeah, I figured a hallway, but like that's it. Like I just need something that's closer to the exit point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she heads to that other door then. This door can go ahead and relock it. That's fine. She just gently lets it relock and then goes to the other door. And checks out that one.
She's going to check it out. You're gonna have to assess the situation for me.
I can do that. I can roll those dice.
Oh my god, I built this heist for like.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I planned on her like finding the entrance and then backing out, and then you're like, "Hey, they look at where she came from." I was like, "Then I can't go back. Like, where am I gonna go but forward?" And
Listen, you roll bad. I don't know what to tell you.
I rolled really good.
You rolled fine.
I rolled fantastic until one small thing, the smallest of consequences causes this, but I'm fine. Let's see. Roll. Assess the situation. What is that? Is that creativity?
Yes, it is creativity.
Okay, so that's.
So you don't roll with anything.
6.
Yeah, and on a 7 to 9, you can ask one question. On a 10 plus, you can ask 2, and then take +1 ongoing when acting on the answers.
I got nothing.
You got. What did you get?
6.
6.
Okay, so you got no questions.
Unless you can give me the basics, because I do see something out that lock.
So you see a room that leads, well, directly across the way. You see kind of just like an open door. It is the other door that leads to the kitchen, but it is farther away from the window from which you came.
Mhm.
So you do see the kitchen, kinda, but it's not really much any closer than than you thought it was.
Okay. I start to pick that lock then, because I don't know better right now.
All right.
Meanwhile, Tapisa goes and like rips into the bottom of her mattress for her cot, and just pulls out some gears and bits and pieces of scrap that she's stowed away.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to decide if I want to have you roll to pick. You know what? Yeah, roll to pick the lock. You're gonna have to rely on your skills and training.
Oh my god, that's 2 1s. That's a 4, that's my minimum.
Yep. So in doing so, you fumble and you make a whole loud noise. The guy who went to the right on the other side of the door is within earshot. And basically he knows that something is going on. And he's going to rush toward the door the instant he hears that.
Under the bed now.
Noae jumps like to the. Is it so? It's a cot, so it doesn't have anything like an under, right?
No, there's an under.
There's an under. Okay, it's a raised cot.
I mean, yeah.
Enough
And it would
from.
it probably wouldn't be all that high, but you could fit under it being
Okay,
you.
then yeah, she just basically jumps for it and then slides under it, and
You're gonna have to push your luck.
I'm gonna have to push my luck. Would it be okay? Alternate plan, the other plan I was thinking. Would it be better for me to just hang on the backside of the door? So that when it swings open, she's just not visible.
I think you're gonna have to push your luck, man.
Either way.
No, you know what? You know what? Hold on. Rely on your skills and training to get underneath the cot.
Okay.
Because you're very good at running and being quiet.
Yeah, technically I have a playbook move for that too, but.
Okay, well, what's your playbook move actually?
A surprising entrance. When you trick someone using your skills to disappear and reappear somewhere else, you get to roll with focus instead of creativity. So whenever I basically do something tricky to disappear, I can use logic. Or not logic, but yeah, focus.
In either case, you would be using focus.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get the what's it called up so that I can see what the consequences of that move would be. All right, 8.
8.
All right. So, Liv, what I would suggest you do at this point is you help. So, help is a thing that anybody can do. It's just we haven't had much opportunity where two of our PCs were together where one could help the other. What you do, Liv, is
it only gives them a +1, which should still keep them in the 7 to 9 range.
Oh yeah, it would. Shit. Yep. Damn. Yeah, I thought the 9 would be enough, but alas. All right. You could still in flavor help, but the deal is that there are going to be consequences. He is going to burst through the door. Well, no, he's going to unlock the door first because he's got the key. And then he's going to burst through. I would say that Noae is going to barely get underneath the bed in time. And I guess, Liv, you can decide whether or not you would like to distract him and take the I guess the punishment for yourself, or
Yeah, no, she stands like right in front of the bed.
Okay.
Like directly like in his line of sight.
Now it whispers, "What are you doing? Go pretend like you're working."
What are you doing out of bed? Do you know what hour it is?
Oh, now that assholes are complaining that I'm doing their work at an inconvenient hour.
Oh, you do not talk to me like that. And
No?
okay. I'm gonna give you a chance to roll to trick. If you do not succeed, will notice that your ankle bracelet is off.
That's a good. I forgot about that. That's clever.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're either going to have to distract him with your hands, or you're gonna have to make some movement or something or other, or maybe you put your foot back into the thing so that on a quick glance it doesn't look like you've done it. But otherwise,
I am rolling with creativity, which is +0 for me, so 2d6. Yeah, finally get to act. That's
Yep.
7, which is just enough to pick one.
All right. So yeah, you may pick one. Either they stumble and you take one forward acting against them, which is to say that anytime you act against this specific guy, we'll call him Guy A. I don't know.
Or Dick Wad one.
Dick Wad 1. Yep. It's funny because I've given them other names. But we're gonna give him Dick Wad 1. Or they act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunity
I
to give
have
you.
the list all set up.
Yeah.
But
I'm reading it out for the audience.
I am going to choose option 3. They overcommit. They are deceived for some time.
Okay, so what do you do? How do you trick them?
It's just straight up what you think your boss is going to be happy that you're coming in here and interrupting the work they ordered me to do? You think you really want to go and tell the boss that you stopped me from doing my job that I'm tied up here working on?
I'm okay. I mean, geez, no. See, here's the deal. When you mention his boss, that's really where he gets scared.
Mm-hmm.
It's the boss that he's got a problem with. He's not really afraid of you, but he is afraid of what
Mm-hmm.
you could possibly do because he is, for all he knows, stopping your work. And he doesn't really know at this point what he heard. He could have sworn it came from the door, but it could have just been going through the door. Who knows? So he's like, okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry to have disturbed you, but you really need to get some sleep. We're not going to serve you breakfast at any other point in the day. And so he storms out.
She raises her fingers at him, the middle fingers at him as he goes, just behind his back.
All right. And the door is closed. All right. So this seems like a good point to stop. Considering that Jordan has to be going in a little bit.
Yeah. Immediately alarm goes off.
Immediately alarm goes off. Yep. But so yeah, hopefully I can find a way to work the other two characters into this.
I do have a suggestion for that if you want.
What I was going to suggest, or what I was going to maybe do, depending on whether or not you sound an alarm, is to get have the alarm trip what's her name, to get you to get your characters over there. Like if you trip an alarm, we'll probably send Steven and Crow's character there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have another suggestion.
Yeah, I can talk about it off stream and in green room or something.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. I feel like that was not bad for the first time, but
yeah, you did pretty
good.
good.
You guys have any constructive feedback, questions, comments, concerns, things like that? I would absolutely like to take it on board. This is my second time doing this, so I would, love to improve?
Mm,
This is my first time doing this.
I would.
It's not your first time playing a character.
First time playing this system though.
Yeah, first time playing this system.
Yeah.
For all but you, technically. I think you did pretty good.
Mhm.
I will say that the starting plot definitely separates us a bit, making it so
Yeah.
that there's long periods where we're not able to interact. But
Yeah.
that should smooth itself out.
Yeah.
And
And
Eventually, yeah.
it's going to be a relatively long campaign where you guys are going to be together, so it should
so,
be fine.
like, I think that was at most a tiny fumble, not really too big of an issue. And the
Yep.
other criticism I would give would be almost too much. Like,
What do you mean by
too
that?
much information at times. Sometimes it feels like if I ask
Gotcha.
a question, sometimes you'll give me like 4 answers. So
Yes, that's fair. I do want to fill out the world,
yes, and I
but
appreciate that, and that's very good.
but you do ask a question and you do expect an answer. So I
Yes.
guess yes, so it makes sense.
Like, because sometimes I just basically need a clarification before I do a potentially stupid thing.
Makes sense.
I do actually have an idea for this is one of my connections as a character, which is Noae frustrates me so much when they act without thinking about the consequences.
Yeah.
She has thought thoroughly about the consequences. She does not like them.
All right.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that's probably a good one
Yeah.
for that.
I do too. I agree.
Okay.
I'm-
Anything else, Steven? Do you have anything? Do you have anything in mind that I could have done differently, or Crow?
Stream is gonna stop in 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.